Maybe you've been staring at your phone again, scrolling through old messages, rereading that last conversation, wondering if maybe, just maybe, they've changed. You tell yourself you're just checking in, just curious, but deep down, you know what's really happening. You miss them. You still feel that pull. If this is you, if your chest tightens every time you think about reaching out, you're not alone. You remember the good moments like they're tattooed on your heart, the way they laughed, the way you felt seen, the way it used to feel safe, but now it's quiet, too quiet. And that silence hurts in a way that words can't. Maybe this feels familiar. You've deleted their number before, blocked them, told yourself you were done, but then something happens. A dream, a song, a random memory, and suddenly you're right back there convincing yourself that one message won't undo everything. One message couldn't possibly hurt, right? You tell yourself it's closure you're looking for, or kindness, or just checking in. But if you're honest, you're craving connection, the kind you only had with them, the kind that's hard to replace. So before you break no contact, before you open that door again, ask yourself this: what are you really hoping they'll say this time? And what will you do if they don't? If you're thinking about breaking no contact, take a breath. I get it. The silence feels heavy. You keep replaying memories, trying to make sense of what went wrong, wondering if reaching out might fix it. But here's the truth most men miss: breaking no contact isn't about her anymore. It's about you. Most guys treat no contact like a strategy to win her back. They wait, count the days, hoping she'll notice their absence, hoping she'll reach out first. But that mindset keeps your power in her hands. It keeps you stuck reacting instead of leading your own life. Real strength doesn't chase clarity from someone who already showed they can live without you. Real strength sits in the discomfort, learns from it, and lets that silence build discipline instead of desperation. There's a core masculine principle at play here. You don't act from emotion, you act from grounded purpose. Emotion tells you to reach out because you miss the connection. Purpose tells you to stay the course because your growth depends on it. So before you send that message, ask yourself, are you reaching out to reconnect with her or to escape the parts of yourself you don't want to face alone? It's late. The room is dim, lit only by the blue glow of your phone screen. Her name sits there in your messages, the last one you sent months ago, still unanswered. Your thumb hovers over it, trembling just slightly, like it remembers how to type her name without you thinking. You tell yourself you're just checking the time, but you're not. You're checking the distance, how far you've come, how close you are to breaking it. The silence feels louder tonight. The clock ticks, the refrigerator hums, and still her voice echoes somewhere in the back of your mind, that laugh, that look she gave you right before everything fell apart. You scroll through old photos. It's almost like touching something you shouldn't. You remember the smell of her shampoo, the warmth of her hand on your chest, how you used to breathe easier just knowing she was there. You close your eyes, and for a second you can almost convince yourself it wasn't that bad, that maybe she'd answer differently this time. Then your gut twists, because deep down you remember the version of you who begged, who waited, who tried to prove his worth to someone who'd already made her choice. You remember how small that felt, how empty. You set the phone down. The urge doesn't leave. It never does. But something steadier starts to rise underneath it. The part of you that's tired of reopening wounds just to feel something familiar. The part of you that knows peace isn't found in her reply. It's found in your restraint. The room is still quiet. The message is still unsent. But for the first time in a long time, that silence feels like strength. A lot of men believe breaking no contact is how you prove you've grown. That sending that message shows maturity, closure, emotional control. But growth isn't proven by what you say to her. It's proven by what you withhold when every part of you wants to reach out. Real maturity is restraint, not reaction. Another belief that traps men is thinking silence equals rejection. It doesn't. Sometimes silence is space. Space for you to rebuild your center, to remember who you were before you started orbiting someone else's world. You're not being ignored. You're being invited to come back to yourself. Here's the truth most won't tell you. You don't break no contact because you miss her. You break it because you've forgotten yourself. And the moment you remember your worth, that urge starts to lose its power. She didn't ghost you. You disappeared from yourself. Peace starts the moment you stop needing a reply to feel whole. The 3% man doesn't play games. He understands them. He knows that no contact isn't a punishment or a manipulation tool. It's a mirror. It shows him where he still reacts from fear, from loss, from the need to be seen. This is what he understands. Silence is not weakness. It's space to reclaim his power. While most men wait for validation, the 3% man builds value. He uses the distance to become the kind of man who doesn't need to chase because he's rooted in who he is. He doesn't spiral when she doesn't reach out. He steadies himself. He doesn't break no contact to prove he's over her. He stays in it because he's finally becoming someone he respects. This is how he leads, with presence, not pressure. His worth isn't tied to who stays or who leaves. He knows connection can't thrive where self-respect is missing. He moves with calm conviction, not from the hunger to be chosen, but from the clarity that he already is the choice, for himself first. The 3% man doesn't ask, will she come back? He asks, who am I becoming while she's gone? And that's the difference. He sits on the edge of his bed, the light from the window spilling across the floor. Morning, but it feels like any other day. The phone is there again, silent, still. He stares at it for a long time, feeling that old familiar ache, the one that whispers, just check, just see. But this time, something feels different. The urge is there, yes, but so is the exhaustion, the kind that comes from chasing ghosts, from mistaking absence for hope. He exhales slowly, feeling the weight of all the times he tried to fill the silence with words that never changed anything, and then it hits him. She's not the one he's been waiting for. He is. He's been waiting for himself to come back, the version of him that didn't measure his worth by someone else's attention, the man who could sit in stillness and not feel small. He looks around the room, same walls, same air, but it feels wider now, like there's finally space to breathe again. He realizes no message can give him what he's been missing, because what he's been missing isn't her. It's self-respect, peace, presence. The phone buzzes once, a notification, not from her, but it doesn't matter anymore. He doesn't reach for it. He just lets it sit there untouched, while a small, quiet smile finds its way to his face. For the first time in a long time, he's not waiting for someone to come back. He's already home. Sometimes the strongest thing a man can do is stay silent long enough to hear himself again.